Good morning, everyone. Today is day 11 and we are going to Costa Rica. Villalobos varietal and it's a natural. That's good. Flavor notes in the box: cherry, orange and dark chocolate. Very well. Another natural, so I have a nice method for you today. Okay, let me see. Okay, the method I want to use today. Okay, first of all, the dripper is going to be the Orea V4 Narrow, and I'm deciding to use the open base. It's the same geometry that we saw in the Orea glass and in the ceramic, but it's made of plastic. So the kind of like a thermal conductivity, the retention, thermal retention is going to be a bit different, okay? But we will see this in a bit when we will talk about the temperature of the water. I will use the flat type G from Orea. So let me weigh the coffee first. Let's ground and then we put the paper in the brewer. All right, the recipe today is going to be 15-240. Okay, this is a recipe that it's a method that I use when I have natural coffee, but that they are a bit, let's say, fermenty. So this recipe is more for natural that are a bit more fermenty, a bit more funky. Now, from what I'm seeing in the notes, cherry, orange and dark chocolate, I don't know if this is going to be a bit more fermenty, a bit more funky, but usually cherry and dark chocolate are two of the notes that you can really spot in this kind of like more fermenty natural coffee. Okay, I'm going to grind the coffee at 24. Okay, I'm gonna grind the coffee, then we put the paper and we will talk about the pouring pattern. Coffee is ground. Let's place it on a tray. Okay, still the 24 clicks. Okay, but what could happen if you say 24 clicks? Okay, we've been using 24 clicks in the past days, but what we need to understand also is that not the same click is going to be the same grind particle size distribution for every coffee, because if in theory natural coffee are more brittle, are less dense than washed, maybe they, let's say, grind easier and you can have like a kind of like a different particle size distribution, something that you cannot see with the naked eye, but it's something that maybe is good to know. But anyway, this is a grind size, so it's a medium grind size. Okay, let's place the paper. I said Orea flat type G. I'm using this, okay, this paper because naturally usually they drain fast, okay? So you don't want a paper that is too fast, because otherwise you don't have enough contact time, okay? Because everything drains super fast. And yesterday we were saying that this might be, when I was explaining about the mouthfeel, might be kind of like reducing the mouthfeel and not making the coffee enjoyable 100%. So let's say that we're using this paper also to gain a bit more of contact time, okay, between coffee and water. Now we place the paper. Again, when you wet with the open, just be careful to don't be very aggressive with the water on the bottom, otherwise the paper can sink. Oh, that could happen. It's my fault. We place it back. Okay. So, water temperature today is at 85 degrees Celsius. So we are below 90. Very rarely I go below 90, but as I said, this is if I want to make a method, a recipe that is tailored for this kind of coffees that I was saying, like a natural, a bit fermented, a bit funky, that is a good temperature. Okay. And the pouring pattern, okay, it will be a first pour of 70, then another second pour of 70, and then a third one of 100. Okay, so here what we want to do, we want to keep a short ratio, so 15 to 40, okay, but also reduce the extraction, because we are doing 3 pours and the first one is 70. If you remember when I was talking about the blooming with the was the glass recipe, the Orea glass, we use 70 to reduce extraction towards the end, and here basically we're doing the same. Okay, basically 70 first, and then another 70, and then finish with 100. Water at 85 degrees Celsius, coffee at 24 clicks with the comandante, and now we start. Okay, coffee in, so 70. Basically here, how do we extract the coffee? Okay, because we are using lower temperature of water, 85, and then we are using 3 pours, and also the first one is 70, so we are taking a bit of water away from the extraction. So we are using the fact that we are having a flat filter here on the side. Also, I'm waiting to 50, waiting to finish to drain. And actually, I'm gonna leave a bit more because there is some water there. So we are using the fact that I'm using the flat paper sticking on the wall, so it reduces the chances of bypassing. I'm using the open bottom, that basically what give me a more concentrated flow in the middle. So also that one can, if you remember, flowing the water in the middle reduce the chances of bypassing on the side. Okay, so that also give me the possibility to extract a bit more. Is the fact that the coffee is a natural, so usually natural extract a bit more compared to washed. And also the grind size of 24 clicks. I could do 23 easily with this coffee, but let's see. Now we're going to do the last pour. This coffee is a bit funky, okay? So because I can smell it. So let's see if this recipe worked. But there is something to change. So now the long 240. So yeah, blooming longer, okay? Because I wanted to wait all the water to finish to flow and drain. Okay. Okay, this coffee has a very nice color. Oh, it's so fruity. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. It's like cherry jam. Okay, it's sweet, it's so jammy, the aroma, and it's very cherry. Okay, no dark chocolate right now. Whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds. Okay, yeah. This sounds amazing. Oh, I wish there were more coffees like this in the box. But it's fine, it's fine. 19 grams so far did a really great job with the coffee, with the roasting. I thought this recipe wouldn't work with this coffee, but actually it does. Been lucky today as well, but it actually does. Maybe I can make a bit better. But I'm very happy. It's so jammy, so fruity. Okay, so you see, like also TDS now is a reference. Okay, I just want to say TDS. There is no right TDS. It's just a reference. But you saw, we try to compare to other methods. We were trying to, you know, extract not less, but you know, like based on the variable and 85 degrees of water, doing 3 pours 70 in the blooming, so like reduce the extraction. But if you see the total dissolved solids, we are 140, meaning that we were having the same kind of TDS when we were doing, you know, like splitting the pours, try to hotter water, you know, when we were trying to push more the extraction. And that's because naturals extract easier. That's the nature of the coffee. So based on the coffee you're using, you need to shape different way, different method. Okay, so I have recipes for natural, I have recipes for washed, I have recipes for anaerobics, and based on the coffee you see, you read more or less, okay, it's a natural, it's from this country, has this kind of like flavor notes in the box. Okay, so maybe that is the kind of coffee. So, and yeah, 140. 142 was as well, so yeah, let's see. So it's a good strength. Also the coffee now that okay, the only thing that I was saying, maybe I can make a bit better because the mouthfeel wasn't that kind of like, maybe it can be a bit more jammy. Now the mouthfeel it's got to get more coating in my mouth. And maybe I could push the temperature a bit more, 87, you know, 90, yeah. Now, while I'm finishing to enjoy this coffee, finally, I'm going to talk about the water that I am using to brew these coffees every day. Okay, I'll make a bit of space because, okay, so what I'm doing here is that the strategy is, okay, this is the tank where I keep the water. It's a 5-liter tank. There is just a bit on the bottom, but okay, let me fill this up for later. So So I can. Did I open? If you don't open, Matteo. Okay, so the water is basically, what I'm doing is this. Okay, this is empty. What I'm doing is I take the water from the sink in this kind of like brita carafe you can find everywhere, okay, with cartridges. That was usually is what I use for drinking water, okay? So I take the carafe, I put the water and I do a first filtration. Then from here, I put the water in this other carafe. This is a zero water carafe. Basically, this carafe gives me the possibility to put the water at 0 ppm. Okay, now I'm using this for this series. I'm not using this for, let's say, everyday coffee, okay? I'm using for this series so I can be more consistent with the water quality. I'm using this more when I need to build water for competition coffee or when I want to brew something like more exotic, let's say, okay? So give you the possibility to have a 0 ppm water. Now, lower is the ppm of the water you put here and more the cartridges is going to last. Higher the ppm, the cartridges is going to last in less time, okay? Then you can change it and replace the cartridges. It's not cheap, okay, I have to say, but it's, yeah, for sometimes if you want to spoil yourself, it's good. So what I did is I already put some zero water, already prepared it. It's like when you do like cooking shows, you know, they tell you how to do it, but at the end they already did. Okay, and I put this water inside, so it's 5 liters. It's 2 liters there, 1 liter and a half, 1 liter and a half. So it's 5 liters. Ah, yeah, that's the beautiful of the show. Making a mess on the counter. So put this last 2. Okay, let's close it for now. Otherwise, it's gonna make a bigger mess. Okay. Then from this we have 5 liters of water at 0 ppm. What I'm doing for this series, I'm using these minerals that are Aquacode. These are minerals that I've been using for the past years, especially for competition. And if you know it, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know it, basically these are sachets with a kind of like concentrate, okay, of minerals tailored for water, for brewing water, for coffee. And this has a 3:1 ratio of hardness to alkalinity. Maybe I should do another episode where I talk more about this hardness and alkalinity. Maybe this video is going to be too long, but let's think about this. If you want to hear more about the water, comment on the video, and next days we will talk more about water, okay? But what I do is take a sachet of this on 5 liters of water. Open it. Okay, oh dear, I need to make a mess here. I'm just going to use a scissor, like I usually do. Okay, it's dangerous. And then you put the content inside the water. Okay, then make sure that everything is closed. Then you shake a bit. Okay. All right. I usually do this the day before for the day after, because even if you shake, minerals need time to stabilize in the water. So I never suggest to prepare the water and then use it straight away. I always suggest to prepare it and let it rest. Give it a little shake, yes, but then let it rest for a few hours to make sure that all the minerals stabilize in this new environment, okay? It's very important that someone explained me this in the, it was like 2 years ago. I wasn't doing this in the past, but then someone told me this, and from there I do this because it's more consistent. Because now if I go to check the ppm of the water, okay, let's check the ppm. Okay. Okay, we have 100 ppm. Let's see. Okay, it's like 103. Now it's 103. Maybe tomorrow is going to be different. Tomorrow and the day after, you know, it's going to be 100. The reading is not 100% accurate, honestly, with you, especially like with this kind of like a TDS ppm reader for water. So you can trust them, but not really 100%. But it's fine. It's a good device, and it's a good way to have a water that is consistent throughout the days, especially like if you want to do some tasting. Okay, it's really important because even from the tap, you know, I'm lucky. I'm in Italy now. The water is kind of okay from the tap. It's a bit high ppm. It's 200 and something. In London was 400, it was like crazy. And it's impossible to achieve a really good coffee, clean coffee with water that is not good enough. I would suggest something in between 50, okay, 70, let's say 70 to 150, 50 to 200. No, 200 is too much. I will suggest something between 50 to 150, maybe 70 to 150, okay? Let's say this is the range. And it's good even if you don't have the possibility to understand, okay, even if you say, okay, I don't want to make my water, but if you want to check it, I suggest to get one of these online, because it's good to understand the kind of water you have, okay, at least the ppm. My water is hard, my water is soft, okay, at least, because this is a big variable, okay? Water is, in filter, is more than 98% of the beverage. So water is really, really important, okay? And sometimes even if you have the best coffee, the best method, the best brewer, the best equipment, and then you don't have a good water, then you don't achieve like a really good cup. So having a good water helps you to brew better coffee, absolutely, okay? You can do all the variables, you can buy all the grinders that you want to have the best particle size distribution ever, and the best dripper with the better paper and the best coffee in the world that costs $10,000 a kilo. But then the water is the tap water, and yeah, nothing. You screw everything. So it's pointless, okay, if you don't take care of the all the other variables. Now, I'm not going to say that you need to buy everything, okay? What I'm saying is that you need to be aware of this, okay? It's awareness, the most important thing, because I also wish to have the best tools at home. I don't have it, but I know that I don't have it, and I am aware that I am limited, but in this, I try to make the best, okay? I try to understand which one is the variable that I can control better, and I can do it at home and give me a good result, and I do that. So that is the talk about today, okay? So it's important to be aware, and then when you have the possibility to, to invest, you do it with your, with a good mindset, okay? So this is the next batch for the next days, and that was the recipe. The coffee it's perfect. super good. This is a good recipe for fermenti, natural fermenti, not super anaerobic. I have other recipes for that. In the future, I will post different, not in this calendar, but other videos. But yeah, that was the coffee of today. So I will see you tomorrow, and I wish you a wonderful day. Okay, ciao.